I'm so excited to show you Inventory Intellect today. So we have 4 main features that are going on for this, starting with purchase orders. After a purchase order is issued, then you will receive the purchase order through your Listing Mirror account. Then I will also show you what it looks like to do a replenishment for Amazon FBA, as well as doing forecasting through your Listing Mirror account. So starting off, the first thing that you'll need to do through your Listing Mirror account is you'll need to set up vendors. I've already set up a couple vendors here. The template is very simple. You're just going to add the display name, the typical lead time, and then just information about that specific vendor. Each vendor will have their own vendor catalog. There are a couple ways that you can set up catalog items to the vendor catalog. This is the first way. You're going to hover and click on the catalog items, and this will show you the items that are already assigned to this vendor. You can create new catalog items, and you can either add a brand new SKU for a product that maybe you do not have in your Listing Mirror account yet. You can put in information about this product. If it has a case quantity, say it only comes in cases of 6, and you know that you can only order 5 cases or more, you can add the item just like that. This means that your vendor catalogs, because they are unique to the vendor, you can have the same product assigned to different vendor catalogs. And a product has to belong to that vendor's catalog in order for you to add the items to their purchase orders. The other way that you can get to adding products to the vendor catalog is to create a purchase order. After you have selected a destination and a vendor name, then you can add items from the vendor catalog. It's possible that you could add items that are already in the vendor catalog, or the other option is to add a brand new item through, and then you can put in your own price. And then after you complete this process, then you'll get the option to assign that item to your vendor catalog, and you'll see that process in just a second. Once you have a vendor, then you can issue a purchase order. So we're going to create a new purchase order here. And you're going to select a destination, which is going to be whatever warehouses you have set up in Listing Mirror. So if you're using multiple warehouses, then that's how you would do that. Or you could also select FBA if you are doing a direct to Amazon shipment. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. You can add any internal details that you need. You're going to select your vendor here. So mine is Camping World Supplier. This vendor PO number is going to be based on whatever system you have set up there. Your terms and your internal notes. This will tell you the status of your purchase order should you save it and come back to it later, or if the whole thing is not yet complete. You can also set up your shipping strategy based on unit or flat rate. And this is where you're going to add your products that you're ordering from your vendor. And then this will be where you would put the vendor's email address. You can save the purchase order if you're going to come back to it later, or you can also issue the purchase order. Issuing the purchase order will mean that we're sending the PDF to this vendor. And the first thing I see is I have unlisted items on issued purchase orders. Basically what this means is that you have items that you put in the purchase order that are not yet set up as products in your Listing Mirror account. So what I'll want to do here is I'll want to look at what these products are. And you remember I put in that new SKU. So I'm probably going to want to say create a listing with this. I don't like this lingo, we're going to change this. But this actually refers to creating a product. And then this would be creating a component. This will also give you the option to stick in whatever information you have about that. In fact, it looks like I have to do a price on this. I don't know the ASIN. Anyway, to give you an idea, that's where this page will take you. I'm just going to come back here and I'm going to look at my purchase order that I issued. I'm going to view the purchase order just so you can see on my screen what this looks like. So a purchase order is issued, and then you're going to see all of that information here. We do also give you the option to add a little thumbnail image if that's how your vendors keep track of their products. And any information that you would need would be right in here. All right, so going back to our purchase orders. The next thing I'm going to walk through is what it looks like to receive your products. So once you have issued a purchase order, you're going to need to mark that you've received some product. So for instance, you don't receive all of it at the same time, but you received 100 of them. So we can look right here. We see that SKU Camp 1. Right now it has 52 in stock. So I'm going to go back over to my purchase order and I'm going to update this to say 60, to say that I've received 60. What we should see is that the quantity will then update on the inventory page. So we're at 52, just going to reload my page here, and now we're at 72. So that process is very simple. As soon as you update something on your purchase order, then you automatically are going to update that in your warehouse quantity. Cool. So now we've looked at what it looks like to create a purchase order, what it looks like to issue a purchase order, and then what it looks like to receive it. Now we're going to look at what it looks like to do a replenishment. I'm just able to show you the very beginning of our replenishment process. So replenishment refers to product that you are sending to Amazon to restock the products that you keep in an Amazon warehouse. This can either happen from shipping product directly from your own warehouse to an Amazon warehouse, or it could be a direct to Amazon purchase order that you have issued and your vendor is sending the product straight to the Amazon warehouse. In the instance of sending it from your warehouse, you're going to create a replenishment. You're going to select the Amazon config that you're using, the inventory source. So if you have multiple warehouses, they would all show up here. You're going to input the desired day's stock. You're going to input the sales report length. So how far back in time are we going to determine how much product we need? And then you're also going to select your prep method, your FBA destination, and what type of replenishment we're doing. Are we doing this based on your existing FBA products, or are we going to go into your whole Amazon catalog and potentially send new products in? I will also include a link in the comments to take you to the video where Nick explains how to create a replenishment, and he gives all of the pages and shows you what all of that looks like. So if you're wanting to get a little bit more in depth about that, that would be a helpful video for you to watch. The last thing I'm going to show you is forecasting. So forecasting looks kind of similar to creating a replenishment because we're going to be looking at our sales report length. In the case of this account, I can only do 14 or 30 days because of the length of time that I've had this account. However, if you have 30, 60, 90 days of reporting available from your listing mirror orders, then you would be able to do a longer sales report length. So we're going to input the vendor name. You're going to input the name of the forecast that you're creating. You're going to input the lead time. So how long do you expect it to take your product to get to you from the vendor? Anytime you are not sure, you can hover and click on these little question marks, and we will show you exactly what we mean by this. You're going to input your desired day's stock. So for this, I'm going to put 6. How How about we'll just do 30 days. Desired days stock, I'm going to do 15. Sales report length, I'll do 30 days. Minimum quantity in stock, I don't want to go below 10 just in case of overselling. Create a forecast. And then I will include a link to a video below that shows you what the forecast data looks like, the things that you can edit. A few things to keep in mind about our forecasts are that anytime you go back to the forecast to look at it again, we'll be re-pulling data so that the data that we're pulling is always in sync at that time, so you can create different forecasts and then keep them should you want to go back and look at them again, and they will always be up to date. And then from there you can create a purchase order.